Hello everyone and welcome back to PAX East. You are watching the Versus Evil channel, possibly from several other channels, but more importantly, you're here on the channel that matters. That is Versus Evil for Versus Evil content. It's just me, Adrian FE right now. Kason had to go do Kason stuff, that's whatever. But I'm not alone. I'm joined by Zeb. Zeb's here.
Howdy.
And
It's good to be here.
I want to make it really awkward because I was like, who's Zeb?
Yeah.
What does that matter? What does Zeb do?
Where did Zeb come from?
Yeah, why is he up here?
Yeah.
You lost, sir? Can I help you?
Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was a different stage.
So Zeb, before anyone at home leaves the channel because they have no idea, what do you do and why are you here?
I am Zeb West. I'm the producer. Excuse me. I'm the producer for Stoic, and we make a game called the Banner Saga, and we are here at PAX showing off the Banner Saga 3, which is the final chapter in the trilogy.
Nice. And we're going to have some gameplay being shown pretty soon, I'm pretty sure. So if you're at home and just, if you plan on watching the entire thing, no spoilers for yourself, telling you ahead of time. But if you want to see what the game is like at least, playing by a professional streamer who is really, really, really good at video games, has never died ever in any game.
No deaths.
We'll have that. But
Not
Zeb,
once.
can you tell us what's the story like in Banner Saga? Why are we here? What kind of journey are we looking on here?
So, this is the beginning of Banner Saga 1.
Okay.
So you're getting led in right now with Austin Wintory's beautiful soundtrack. It's creating some atmosphere. You're seeing some game map scroll by. And the gods are dead. The sun has stopped in the sky. So there is some... Wow. That took me there.
You felt like you were dead for a second.
Yeah. I was cresting that wave.
So the gods are dead.
The gods are dead.
That's the worst possible
The
intro.
sun has stopped.
But you can't talk over this.
No.
You gotta let this rock.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk over it. Wow! What a scumbag!
The
Man!
grid. You're going to have to tune in
I did not even expect that. So if you were at home and you were enjoying all of that, sucks. Buy the game. And then you can enjoy it yourself. We're hopping right into Banner Saga.
Dang. Cut off.
So the gods are dead, the intro's dead, the sun stopped, and the intro stopped.
Yeah.
What else are we looking at here? Things sounds like it's horrible.
So you've come upon this great hall in Strand. And this is actually a city that you revisit in Banner Saga 3. But it's changed by that time. But I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
So you come to this great hall, and there's already unrest. There's the mayor of this town has asked you to come up and sort of clear out these ruffians.
So wait, mayor just calls you and says, "Come clean house, come
Yep.
kill."
Yep.
Just
Yeah, we
does?
need your help right away.
Oh, like fellow clansmen, fellow bannersmen.
Yeah,
Okay,
the Varl, these big bruisers are with you and stuff. So
Okay.
you can get in on this. Your point of view character here is kind of leaning on the pole over there. He's not that worried that you are. He's the purple guy. He's like, my big Varl will take care of this.
Oh yeah, he is just kind of chilling back there, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's the boy who starts to fight for you and then doesn't actually fight.
Yeah. So there's a tenuous alliance, between the humans and the Varl. I mean, you're actually here kind of on a very low fantasy sort of tax collecting mission.
Oh.
When this catastrophic event starts to unfold, it starts very like, just the day to day, and then the sun stops in the sky, and you're starting to see the fabric of society unravel around you.
Okay. That is actually one of the worst ways I can think of to open a game in terms of just how bad everything is already.
Yeah.
Which I experienced it when I was playing.
Yeah.
The sun stopped. It's cold. Everyone's miserable.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of lore behind it too, which the next few games touch base on too, as far as like what wars have taken place before this between humans and Varls and Dredge and things like that.
Yeah.
And so the game opens up very nicely in terms of saying, hey, we're already in the story.
Yeah.
And I like games that start off where it's like you've already been a part of the process.
Yeah.
It doesn't start in to say once upon a time, and it's just you're already here.
Yeah.
Life's already happening.
Yeah, it's a really lived-in world. You know, even with that full-on fantasy map, you know, there's places on our map that we haven't even explored yet in gameplay.
It's
You
a
know,
big map.
yeah, it's pretty big, and they went ham on writing lore for all those areas and stuff like that. So it's almost like a challenge. But I think the effect it creates is that it really makes it feel like a filled-out world.
One of the things I really appreciated right away too is the point of view that you have overall. So when you're playing the game, you have this foreground, background visionary. So you have the Raptors viewpoint right there.
Yeah.
So it's like you're peeking up watching the battle like you don't even belong there.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be there.
Yeah, you got this kind of bird's eye view.
And that was intentional from the very beginning. Like what guys made you do that decision to do that?
Well, we knew we wanted to kind of harken back to some of those classic strategy games, those turn-based strategy games, Heroes of Might and Magic, this kind of thing. And, they often have this kind of isometric view, and it's pretty fun. And we just thought we would kind of, Arnie Jorgensen, the artist and creative director, he's formerly of comic books and stuff like that, so he's got an amazing eye. I'm sure he's watching, because he likes to hear compliments about himself. But he's earned them all. That's the frustrating thing. He's earned all these compliments by creating this beautiful art. But yeah, like giving it depth that way, it really comes from the mind of Jorgensen.
I like how you actually naturally acquiesce to that too. Like, I guess he's earned accolades, whatever. You did a great job.
We'll be in a meeting. You're just.
Is he walking with like his medals and his trophies in the meeting? Excuse me, guys, clank.
He'll be like whiteboarding, and it just like it's beautiful, and you're like, my gosh, it's Wednesday. We're in a meeting.
He comes to
just
me with the coffee art he did himself on there. The latte looks beautiful.
You're killing me, man.
Yeah. It's so cool right away too to see the way the combat works, and it's deceiving too because you're like, wow, I'm walking in, I'm cleaning house.
Yeah.
And then afterwards you find out you're cleaning house because you're supposed to.
Yeah.
They're weak and you're the Varl.
Tutorial is helping you out. Yeah, like this is where we kind of introduce the combat mechanic, which is kind of unique to our game, which is that your strength is also your hit points.
Yeah, that's crafty, and it's dangerous, I'd imagine, to say, you know what, that's the decision we're making.
Yeah.
Oh. What a way to open. Like, right away the game is telling you, look, Varl, human war. Then Dredge created. So Varl, human, Dredge war. Dredge defeated. Now human and Varl hate each other again. And now everyone's at warring factions of who should be where. And it's so much at once. The music's great, perspective's great, the dialogue's great, the art's great. And just like that, you've already have like your first choice laid out for you.
Yeah.
Later on, I imagine. Which is based on, hey, you stay here and help out, we'll double your tithe. Mm-hmm. It's the game's first entry to choice and decision making. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want more money or do you want safety? Question mark.
Yeah, yeah, and Ubin is he's salty here. You can choose to be pretty salty. Be like, hey man, I'm just doing my job. Can we get this done? Or you can decide you want to be like, all right, well, I'm gonna help these humans out.
That's the right answer right there. In your head you say there's no right answer, wrong answer. That's wrong. Yeah. I'm just here for the tithe. That is the right answer. Yeah. Give me my money. You saw what I could do to your crew. Don't make me do it again.
Yeah. Look, man, this is just my job. It's not who I am.
Yeah, exactly. It's not who I am. I have a family just like you. I got to go home. I have a nice rug.
Ubin is a beloved character of our community. He's a Varl who has put down the axe and picked up the quill to become a scrivener, a historian.
That's pretty cool right away too. That you kind of create the idea that they're not just grunt and brutes that just swing axes. They're capable of intellect. And it sounds kind of silly to say that, but I feel like in games where people create historic creatures or fantasy creatures, they grunt and growl and they just know one thing: this war. And so you have someone who's like, no, I'm capable of doing great dialogue, great speech, and trying to create a better place for people.
Yeah.
It's a great introduction to do that.
Yeah, that voiceover, we get that done by Searland in Iceland, and they have this rumbling, gritty accent that just really kind of grounds it in the world.
It sets the tone for the rest of the game of what the character's like too. It's some great voice acting.
Yeah, I've gotten to be in some of those voiceover recording sessions, and we just sit there with our jaws on the floor. It's just like, man, that is a voice of authority.
And they just walk out with the normal voice, sounding like Gilbert Gottfried or something. Yeah, and you're like, wow, how'd you do that?
Yeah. Was that good? Did that work for you guys? Okay, good. See you Monday. Yeah.
How do you start the decision-making process of when you build a character, how their voice sounds? How do you have that discussion with the rest of the team?
I think, everybody gets kind of a different image in their head. We just voiced Juno for the first time in the third game. Yeah. And, it's amazing how different it was, people's perception of, like, her age. I think that's one thing about the Banner Saga that's pretty fun was with these characters having really spare expressions. It lends a lot of it lets your imagination have a lot of space to imagine the characters. Kind of like when you, I don't know, sometimes in a novel, like if a character is kind of thinly written, you can apply a lot of like, oh, I think he's like this.
Yeah.
Like hero characters are sometimes like that. So I think the same thing applies with voices. But, I think we kind of start with their age. We kind of start with their experience in life. Juno, I'll just use that example because it's recent, but, she's a character that you're not entirely sure you can trust.
Right.
And you try and imagine, what does a voice sound like that, it has a lot of authority because she's clearly like a experienced magic user, but she's also like, man, I don't know if we should be trusting this girl.
Right. It's also, too, a very brave decision to make to say, you know what, we didn't do the voicing now, but now in the third one in the finale, we want to give her a voice. Because I imagine by then, at least I did, too, you have a voice in your head maybe already of what she sounds like, and now you wonder, is it going to pair up with how she sounds? But it lends credence to the writing. Or if the writing is done well enough, then the voice will match with what you imagine she was like.
Yeah.
Just based on how terse she was.
Yeah.
With the way she speaks.
Yeah, they send us samples too. They have a lot of actors kind of in their bullpen, and they'll bring them in and just do a sampling of the lines just so we can kind of like listen to a bunch of samples, and we're like, wow, these would be really different tones and different worlds if this. And the actors themselves have a lot of versatility too. Once you kind of sit down with them and you're like, hey, can you make it a little bit more complex in this way? And they deliver. Like these guys are pros.
Sure, and you're like, wow, that actually worked.
Yeah.
I can't believe you can do that on the fly.
Yeah.
Let's making stuff up.
Yeah. And then they walk out, they're like, well, I'll do whatever you want.
Just pay.
I got this.
This is really cool, too. So in the little cutscenes, it's weird, right? Because you expect these big designs of artwork and arms flailing, but I love how subtle everything is. There's blinks, the tapestry's flowing, the hair flows. It's nothing extravagant, but it's just enough to let you know they're in a scene in a certain way.
Yeah.
And it's cold.
Yeah, it fits with the tone, like the seriousness of it, like the kind of no nonsense, like, we're all out here trying to survive kind of feel of like this really harsh conditions and warring civilization.
Right, it's obvious that all the characters have had very, very hard lives, right?
Yeah.
They're all sort of weathered and beaten and trying to find a way to get to the next whatever, hopefully some sort of prosperity.
Yeah.
But the sun is gone.
Yeah.
Of course.
So life kind of really sucks.
How upsetting, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, for those of you at home, I don't want to spook you out. Hopefully, we should probably introduce this earlier. But Plague TV is here, as in Plague_TV. Or if you want to do real names, we can do that too. I don't know. It's up to you.
The
James.
one and only.
Or just James.
Or just James. James is good too.
And I want you guys to just hear their voice and go, people keep just getting added to the stage. That's it. That's the limit. It's just us three right now. And pretty soon.
So far. We'll surprise you later.
Yeah, we got some surprises too. You got to stay tuned for that. And James is actually the one playing right now. So when I said earlier, the person who has never lost in the game, right now he's 1-1. He's undefeated.
True.
One
It's
match.
true so far.
He's killing it.
He'll be the one entertaining us in about 5 minutes or so for the long duration. So if you haven't experienced Banner Saga and you're looking for a nice stream to sit down to and listen, I mean, I've watched the stream a little bit. The guy knows his stuff. Speaks very well. It's very easy to kind of get sense into the lull of his speaking. Like, wow, that's so cool. And if he doesn't know, he at least makes it sound like it's compelling enough.
So much expectation to live up to now.
Yeah. So good luck with that. So when you're building the story, was the idea for a trilogy always there from point one?
Yeah, from the beginning. You know, it was always a kind of an epic. And I think we got some good advice early on to split it up into 3 parts, so that we just didn't create this incredibly long game all in one shot, and go dark for 5 years and hope for the best. It was
next kind of
good
thing,
to kind of get it out in chunks and stuff like that, and also just see what people are responding to and stuff. The Kickstarter for the first game was a really important moment for the company, because it suddenly we had this engaged community that was just talking with us, interested in the design, giving feedback, and so we've really kind of used that to buoy our energy and kind of feed off of that feedback loop with our community.
Is there continuity to that feedback, where things you've heard from Banner Saga 1 and Banner Saga 2 feedback you've applied to Banner Saga 3?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, people, things like we like to kind of play with people's expectations too. One thing that some people love and some people hate is our turn order mechanic. And so in Saga 2, we changed up the turn order mechanic, where instead of it was like I go, you go, it was like a different turn order than that. And so we've done the same thing in Saga 3, where we introduced a battle wave system where all of a sudden there's kind of a timer mechanic on the battlefield, which you haven't had before.
Yeah,
before it's been like chess, where you can kind of like take your time to make your move. Now it's like chess with a timer.
I've seen more things added. I noticed in Banner Saga 2 they added the environmental element.
Yeah.
Like having little barricades there that you can kind of break through.
Yeah.
Different storyline elements that we discuss that involve that kind of thing too. And I think in Banner Saga 2, I don't think it was in 1, you had abilities that could affect turn order.
Yeah.
So you can do things like skip or push back to affect
exactly.
That kind of
yeah,
thing
that's
too.
the kind of stuff that we started to play with. Like Spar, the Scald, he can insult characters on the battlefield and send them back to the end of the turn order.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites.
I love the effects too of when people actually get, I guess, slaughtered for the last back. When somebody dies in the game, I feel so bad, because they don't go, oh, woe is me, ouch. Like, they collapse and, reach out their hand like, guys, help. And I'm like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
You had 5 strength, and I thought that was good enough. But apparently they hit for 12. So that sucks.
Yeah, these animations were all, hand-drawn. I think it's one thing that gives that game kind of a unique look. And we rotoscoped them. So, the original 3 creators, Arnie, John, and Alex, went out in Arnie's front yard and filmed themselves doing these moves.
That's wild. That's so cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it's like Arnie is all the humans, John is all the dredge, and Alex is the Varl. And we have film of this. You can look it up online too.
What?
It's pretty funny.
Is it on the channel? Can we watch that?
I think so. It's on our YouTube channel for sure.
You wanna plug that really quickly?
Should be just Banner Stoic Studio.
Okay.
Yeah, youtube.com/Stoic Studio, I think.
Okay, if there's a mod in the chat, I'm sure
right.
Hopefully they'll link that for us so you guys check that out, because that sounds amazing. I think people always want to find out what is the process like of making a game. And sure, you see people in the studio drawing and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If people in their backyard, I mean, the neighbors, hopefully they have tall fences, but guy falling over, that crunch sound and the gaga.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you were pointing it out too, like that isometric view. So the cameraman is up on a ladder, right? No, I'm serious. Yeah, and they put down a little square of tiles. Those little those kind of
they had the actual tiles down the
foamy
backyard?
playroom squares.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, because they wanted to get that sense, or they really want to get the proportions right. Yeah.
They start yelling, saying, "Whoa, you can't move 4 tiles. You can only move 3. You're cheating."
Yeah, exactly.
Take a step back.
They're literally playing this in the backyard.
That's actually really, really wild.
I like the depth that you get out that window too.
Yeah, that's more the foreground, background. You have the rafters, the battlefield, the window view, and then tiered buildings in the background.
Yeah,
it's distracting.
It's pretty simple, but yeah, it's kind of distractingly beautiful. I'm always giving Arnie a hard time because I like to play Where's Waldo with these backgrounds because there's like such a story going on in here. Like this guy's over here smoking his pipe while this guy on the ground in front of him is dead.
Okay, I won't give spoilers, but there was legit a battle that meant a great deal, and my two armies were colliding, and one dude was just sitting on the bridge watching.
Yeah.
Like with his shield down, with his arms crossed, like, wow. And I'm like, what are you, can you help?
Yeah.
You just want to chill?
It's the end of the world, you know? People are like, I don't know what to do with myself.
I guess I'll just sit on this bridge and chill and get drunk. Yeah. Good for him, man, I guess.
Did you see that guy who, like, this battle happened when he was in the middle of slaughtering a deer? He's like, what's happening? I thought we were slaughtering this. Nobody's hungry for deer? I've got it spleen here.
He's just standing with the sword too, like, you guys, should I make more or we have guests?
I've got my machete.
We can just go to Applebee's instead, I guess.
Yeah,
if you want.
Fine. I did the hard work already. I gutted it.
Well, is there anything else that you want to make sure that you get across about this introduction to the story before our good friend Plague takes over and creates a masterpiece out of this?
Well, yeah, I just think I think that, like, for players that are excited about Banner Saga 3, I want to thank them for coming along on this epic journey with us. I hope people know that, like, these games are a loving experiment in consequential choices.
Yeah.
You know, so really feeling like the decisions that you make in conversations are not fluff. They matter. You know, like they're shaping your saga, your epic. So I hope players, you know, get excited seeing this beautiful game and try it out, and then come with us on the entire journey.
There's a whole lot of the North remembers in this game.
Yeah.
You know, 16 hours later, you see some guy and you're like, oh, come on, man. Really? You're so bitter about that?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure having you here, Zep. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Everyone watching at home, I have good news for you. We're not leaving, actually, at all. Well, we're leaving. We got nothing to do, actually. I won't lie. But James is here, so it's just like watching his stream at home, which we're going to plug really quickly, by the way, because you should be